As requested, I am now making a video in which I go over the last two sentences and the adjectives that are listed below. You can see them all here of the Noun Adjective Agreement Quiz that I put on Canvas as a review in our first week and a half back for the 2020-2021 school year, which of course has begun with remote learning. So translated again, although I did so on Friday, September 11th, the dogs drag in the present tense. You can tell because of the present stem, present vowel, present ending. They drag geta with their teeth ablative, on that night ablative, by the tunica ablative, out of the branches ablative, of the singular genitive tree, with other slaves, of the Cornelians, genitive plural, with great ferocity, magna cum ferocitate. So here we have the first word, brevium. And of course that, as you can see, the other words, brevis and brevibus and brevim that are there, these endings with a short is and ibus and an em tell me that brevium is a third declension noun. So I go to third declension, and here I can see I'm looking for IUM, and there it is. And the reason I look under I stem is that, of course, we know that all third declension adjectives are I stem. So there, genitive plural, and for the neuter, genitive plural again. So therefore, what we have to do is find something genitive plural, and that is genitive plural. How do I know? Because it is Corneliorum, also genitive plural there, genitive plural there, and so therefore that is the thing that it modifies. Going back now, in which we have here bona. Bona is ablative singular, and it is modifying three things. I know it's ablative singular. I'm not even going to go to the chart because I see a long A. So nope, nope. Yep. Now, many people would be inclined to make it modify illa, but illa in and of itself is an adjective modifying nocte, telling you on which night, that night. So nocte is the thing that would be modified by bona. Tunica also is the same case number gender, ablative singular. And then, of course, magna, you would think, but again, magna is an adjective. And magna in and of itself, then, is the thing modifying ferocitate. Remember, an adjective does not modify an adjective. An adjective modifies a noun. And so those three nouns are nocte, a third declension, modified by a first and second declension adjective. You have tunica, a first declension, modified by a first and second declension adjective. That's why they have the same ending. And then, of course, ferocitate, modified by it as well. Now, look at brevis. Let's go back to our chart. Brevis, we all know, is third declension. And so brevis, as you can see here, 1, 2, 3, 4. The reason why it is 1, 2 is because, remember, masculine and feminine, they're actually not just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 endings, but they're actually 20 endings here. And the reason why they look like 10 is because they are identical for the masculine and feminine and written one on top of the other. So again, 1, 2, fake ending, 3, 4, genitive singular, and then 5 for the neuter possibility. And so therefore, with all of those possibilities, it could either be nominative, masculine, feminine, or genitive, singular of all three. That's nominative, but it's plural. So I'm looking for a genitive singular. And remember, short is is going to be genitive singular, and thus brevis modifies arboris. Bonum is next. It is, of course, a first and second declension adjective. And so we will use these endings that we find here in the first and second declension. So you have, of course, bonum, accusative, bonum, accusative neuter, and bonum, neuter nominative that you can see there right here, nominative. And so for that one, we're looking for something accusative or neuter nominative. So, I can't find anything. Now I know that's accusative, but it is am. But remember, geta is a fellow, and there are a few, not that many, first declension words, including some proper nouns like getam, that are going to be, even though first declension with first declension endings, and usually they are feminine, there are a few that are masculine, and that includes the one that is here. So bonum does modify getam. The next we have brevibus. Now, if we go look at our chart, brevibus, and of course, we're going to go to the third declension. All third declension adjectives are I stems. That's why we're looking at these guys right here and those guys right there. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or I should say 5, and then 6. It's only neuter. I can't count it twice. I do over here for the ibis and the ibis, but only once for the ibis and the ibis there. So it's dative or ablative, plural, any gender. So there are two things that are dative or ablative, plural. Dentibus obviously has the same exact ending. That is, of course, ablative plural. With their teeth, do they drag? And then the other is ramis, which, of course, is ablative plural. And actually, instead of a number 2, that should be a number 3. Servis as well is ablative plural. And so, therefore, that's why that number actually should be 3. So, dentibus or servis or ramis. The reason servis and ramis is because, remember, that for them, here you have servis right there, and ramis, the same as the ibis. It doesn't have to have the same ending. It must have the same case, the same number, and the same gender. Boni. Boni could be 3 things. And quickly looking, those 3 things are genitive singular, dative singular, and nominative plural. So we need to find something of that nature. So that could be it. If they are female dogs, they would have feminine, so they would be the good dogs. So it's either canes, or if we're looking for something else, it could be arboris. How is it arboris? Arboris is genitive singular. Boni is genitive singular. And remember that a tree is always going to be feminine because it, like a mother, produces babies and or fruit. Then finally you have brevium. You can look at it from a million miles away, see that it is accusative singular, masculine or feminine. And so we're just looking for something accusative singular, and boom, there it is with getam. Now, for the second one, number 4, I am not actually going to give the answers. I will tell you all the case number and gender possibilities of the ones that are down here at the bottom, but I'm going to make you figure it out on your own. And first we will translate the sentence. So it says here, Cornelius, that's our subject, dabat, from do, dare, dedidatus, gave, was giving, and we of course know that that is a ditransitive verb, meaning that it will have a direct object. What he gave, the stick, the bakalum, and then the indirect object, the receiver of the direct object, to whom did he give it? So Cornelius gave a stick to the dative davus, quod, because, dum dominus ob est, that is a subordinate clause, because while the master ob est is away, and then necesse est, it is necessary for the dative of reference slaves to work strenuously. With that long E, you could tell that it is an adverb. So, nominative subject, dative indirect object, receiving the direct object accusative. Then, of course, the nominative subject of ob est. Servis, like I said, dative plural. That, of course, is the dative of reference. So, I'm not going to give you the answers, but I will go through each one of these and tell you all their possibilities, and you'll have to match them up yourself. Magnum, go and look. Magnum accusative, or magnum nominative singular. So you have to think, what is there here that is either accusative, masculine or neuter, or nominative? And I'm looking at it right now. Forte. Forte is incredibly dangerous. People would look at forte and they would think that it is an ablative singular, but it is not. Remember that forte, as you see with forti and fortibus, it is a third declension. And as it is a third declension, it is going to be that it is over here in this column, third declension masculine, feminine I stem, or third declension neuter I stem. So we look in this entire column and we see no E, but then you see forte and forte. Again, usually forte is confused, in which people think that it is ablative, but only would it be ablative if it weren't an I stem, which it is because all third declension adjectives are I stems. And so forte, as we see it here, is either nominative neuter, singular, or accusative neuter singular. And so therefore what you are going to do is here you're going to find something nominative neuter or accusative neuter. Now let me point out Cornelius is nominative. Dominus is nominative, but they are not neuter. They are masculine. So you have to find probably something that is accusative. That would be neuter as well. Next is magno. When we look at magno, you see magno is here. It could be dative singular, masculine or neuter, or ablative singular, masculine or neuter. Thus, you need to find something that is dative or ablative singular. So find the thing that it would modify. Let's look at forti. Forti is obviously going to be the third declension, and here you can see it. Forti, forti, dative, masculine and feminine. And then again, forti, masculine, feminine, ablative. And then over here, the same for the neuter and ablative as well. So it is 6 possible things. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6. So what you have to do is you have to find something here that is dative or ablative singular. And I think I've already pointed out what that was. Looking at fortibus, again, the same columns. Here you have fortibus dative plural for masculine and feminine, and then ablative masculine, ablative feminine plural. Then over here for the neuter as well, the dative plural and ablative plural. So again, 6 possible things. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So what you need to do is you need to find something that is dative or ablative plural in the sentence that it would modify. And then lastly, magnus should be tremendously easy. It is nominative singular right there, and that's the only thing that it can be. And so there are 2 words in the sentence that are nominative plurals. So hopefully you can use this video to get all of the right answers for sure for sentence number 3, and then use the knowledge from what I've given for sentence number 4. But best of luck, and again, make sure you learn your endings. If you don't learn your endings, you're doomed. So do the best that you can to learn your endings without having the aid of a chart in front of you. And you'll have to do this soon enough without the aid of either a video that I've made or a chart that you'll be able to use on your own. So best of luck. Hopefully this is helpful, and I'll see you in class soon across the video screen.